Hey, what's up, y'all? This is King Randolph, Chris Randolph, King Abundance of the King Abundance channel. I hope you all are doing well. I pray that you all are doing extremely well in this new year, 2026. Quite sure you're going to see this after 2026 or, during 2026. But I am super excited to inform you and let you know that this series, I haven't figured out what to name it yet. But basically, it's about getting the job. It's about landing the job during the interview process and how to handle the interview process properly. Okay? I'm just going to get right into it. This is part one of a two-part series. This is part one of a two-part series, okay? And my objective is to help you land the job, help you get the job, get the opportunity, and make you the number one, number two candidate for the job. All right, I'm gonna get right into it. First of all, you want to get a piece of paper. Let's just say that, pen and a piece of paper, and you want to write some things down. First of all, one of the things you want to do in the industry that you're going after, you want to do your homework. Yes, I said it. You want to do your homework. You want to make sure that you are knowledgeable about the industry and where it is today, not where it was yesterday, but you want to be knowledgeable about the pay. You want to be knowledgeable about the industry, what's happening with that industry on a local, a national, as well as a global scale in some instances, depending on the job. Now, once you got that out the way, you've done some homework, you want to read some articles, check some things out online, things like that. All right, cool. Now, we get the employer to give us an interview. Okay. All right. In the industry that I'm in, it is HVAC. Okay. In a lot of situations, you can put a lot of stuff out online and you can submit your resume 10,000 times. I'm quite sure you have been going through that because a lot of us have. So in my industry, not saying it's the same in yours, in my industry, sometimes you have to knock on the door, say hello, and be ready to do an interview on the spot. Okay? I'm gonna say that again. You have to be willing to do some door knocking, go to the business that you want to work for and say on the spot during business hours, obviously, and say, I am looking for employment. Now, you want to come ready to play. You want to come dressed the part. I'm not saying you have to come in with a three-piece suit on, but you want to look professional and presentable, okay? And ready to do an interview that day, all right? First of all, your first impression is everything. Everybody knows that. Everybody gets that. But and it almost sounds cliche, but it is everything. If you don't come clean cut, if you don't come well groomed, if you don't come looking like success, you're basically killing yourself in the interview. I don't know if I can even say that, but you're basically cutting yourself off from any type of employment. So you want to come looking the part. First of all, the first part is the greeting, okay? The first part is your greeting, all right? One of the things you want to make sure that your greeting is correct. Obviously, you want to shake and have a firm handshake, okay? You want to introduce yourself. Hi, my name is, and you want to smile. My name is Chris. I'm here to see if you all are hiring for this position. Now, remember I said do your homework. That's important because you want to see online if they already are hiring. You want to go ahead and shoot your resume over so it's already in the mix. You go and talk to the people, you meet them face to face, and a lot of times I'm able to meet with the manager, the hiring manager, and sometimes the owner. Okay? And then once you sit down with them, you want to immediately give them your story. You want to immediately have them fall in love with you and fall in love with the person that you are. Who are you? I'm Chris. I'm originally from. I have a family. I'm married. I'm this. I'm that. I had this or I had that. I've been in the career or in the industry for 3, 4, 5, 6, 100 years. My family has been in the industry, blah, blah, blah. You want them to fall in love with you. Now, that is very important. Who you are is very important because what you're doing is you're building a story. You're building a story. People don't, when you watch TV, you don't automatically fall in love with the main character until they build up to who they are. They don't just immediately dump them off as being a superhero at the beginning of the movie. In most cases, they do not, unless it's part 2, part 3, part 4, whatever. You get the gist. All right, who you are, greetings, brand value story, where you come from, blah, blah, blah. Hopefully you get that. All right, now you want to get into the technical side. They may ask you a question. They may say, how many years of experience do you have? What do you know? What's the technicalities of what you know? In my industry, it is HVAC. They need to know if you know about superheat and subcooling. They need to know if you understand the differences in refrigerant. They need to know if you understand, if you're a doctor, they need to know if you understand the doctor language, the jargon, the lingo. They need to know if you understand these things, okay? Now, you want to run down your skill level. You want to memorize it, which I would strongly recommend you do because it is your skill level, and you want to make sure that you can explain it properly, okay? The other thing, now the next thing is you want to get to your education, okay? Next thing is you want to get to your education, all right? Your education, where did you study? What school did you go to? Maybe even your high school. In some instances, there are some trades that are based off of your, they have a program in high school where you can talk about what you did in high school, and that adds to your time. They look at you as an experienced person, technician, employee, blah, blah, blah. You're not just some Joe Schmo off the street that has never had a job. When you can explain yourself comfortably in an open environment and you can just talk about what's going on, that really sets you apart. It basically says that I possibly have a future employee that I don't have to retrain a lot, that I don't have to give a whole bunch of explanation. I can say one thing, one phrase, he's got it. And that's what you want, okay? All right, I'm gonna keep it short because I want you to really get something from this. We're gonna recap. Basically, you wanna do your homework. Second, you wanna do a greeting. And in the interview, you want to make sure you tell your story. You want to make sure that they understand who you are. In addition to that, you want to be able to explain your technical skills and your education. Okay, so look for part 2. Part 2 is coming soon. Part 2 of this. And basically, this is how you land the job, and you make sure that you, from the interview, you're able to definitely get the job. Okay, this increases your chances pretty much by 80% to 90%. The rest is you being likable. Okay, stay tuned for part 2. I want you to look for part 2 and how you make sure you successfully land a job. This is King Abundance from the King Abundance channel. I thank you. Like, subscribe, share. Peace. Peace and love.